Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. DIY number 1. I'm going to create a lemon cart out of these craft sticks. And these craft sticks came from Walmart. They're the large size, not just jumbo, but the large. And I'm just going to snip these with my EMT shears, and I'm going to cut them down to 5.5 inches, and this will create the sides of my cart. And now I'm taking another small piece of this craft stick, 2 inches to be exact, and a little bit of this super glue, wood glue, to adhere this piece as a inside support of my little walls. Now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm taking this other piece. This is going to be one of the legs to this cart, and this one is in 6 inches. Now I placed a clip on it to help keep it nice and secure while it dried. Here they are, both sides, nice and dry. 3-inch pieces of craft sticks, and they will be my front supports. So we'll put one on each side opposite the long pieces, which are the feet, and set that aside. And now I'm going to do the same thing for the front and back, but these will measure 4 inches. And I'll do the same thing as far as the supports. Place those on there and allow those to dry and cure. In the meantime, I'm taking 2 of these lemon bottle handles. They're the ones that hold the bottles together. Yeah, I save everything, guys. And I'm taking my EMT shears, and I'm just going to snip off and trim off these rounds and place them to the side. And now these are all nice and dry, so now I'm going to use my hot glue, and I'm going to assemble my little cart because I need the immediate hold for sure on this one. So I'm just going to place these 2 together, and I'm going to use the Dollar Tree wooden cubes to become my anchors or my supports for the insides. So I'm just going to place 2 for each side. So in total you'll need 8 if you want to make this, or make it however you want. Now I'm going to add another bead of glue and place the other side on, and of course add my little supports. I like my supports, they make everything more solid and secure. One more, and then we'll do the back. Now the back, I ended up placing it in a different manner to where the back is a little bit longer, but they're actually the same size. So the front went on the front, and the back went on the inside. So it makes it look a little bit wider on the back. So I did this on purpose. And here are my supports. Now I'm ready to add my little wheels, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue and place them in, and they fit perfectly. Do the same to the second one, and then I do add some more hot glue on the inside as support. And if you're wondering why my voice is odd, it's because I'm getting over a head cold. Just too much stress lately. So now I'm taking some more of these craft sticks, and I'm going to, these are going to be the handles, and these measure 7 inches, one on each side, and then I'm going to add a support on the very center, and that one will measure 5.5 inches. But of course you can create these however size you want. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. It's up to you. Just have fun with it. These are so cute. You can do these for flowers, for strawberries, lemons, all kinds of things. Cute little carts. But look how adorable. So once this is nice and set, now I'm going to add a little bit of dab of glue on the back to support, and I'm going to go in with this Waverly chalk pen in the color Maize. Give it a full paint coat. And now I'm going to take some of the Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White and my chunky chippy brush, and we're going to do a little bit of distressing. And however it comes out is how I'm going to leave it. If it comes out thick, I'm going to leave it. If it comes out thin, I'm going to leave it. But I do the whole thing, inside, outside, front, back, all of it, just to give it a nice cohesive look. And I just sped it up so it won't take so long. But yeah, I just want to show you I did the whole thing. Now once this is nice and dry, then I went in with these 2 plastic lemon slices that I got from Amazon, and these are go on top of my little wheels because the other ones are just supports. But look how they fit perfectly. Oh my goodness, this was made for this. And here I'm showing you that Walmart does have the lemon slices too, but they're on florals. And now I'm going to go in with these Dollar Tree alpha stickers. These are in the black. And I'm going to spell out the word lemons, 5 cents each. And I just think these little stickers are so perfect for so many applications. And I know when I use my Cricut, I always say you can use Dollar Tree stickers, you can use rub-on transfers, stencils, etc. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you some of those options. So yeah, once I get this nice and done, then I'll take the 5 cents. Well, they didn't have the cent sign. So for the cent sign, I use a C and an I. So I may do. Now I'm just going to take some Mod Podge to seal it up. And my little cart is done. All I have to do is embellish. Look how cute. Super cute. So now I'm going to take some styrofoam and stick that inside. And I'll use some of the Dollar Tree florals, the lemons, the wax flowers, and the eucalyptus. And I did add a bow at the very front with some of the new ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'll show you that later. And here's how it looks. DIY number 2. I'm going to take 2 of these galvanized little house forms, remove the screws on both in this manner, save them. Now I'm going to take some Mod Podge, give it a coat, allow that to dry. Now I'm going to take this other napkin, I think I got this one from Amazon as well, remove it down to the 1 ply. This one had 3 plies, so I had to do it twice to remove all the plies. And now I'm just going to place this one on top. This one I'm doing a different technique. I'm going to do the iron method. But first I'll go ahead and do the wet brush method too to remove the excess. I just think this is the easiest way to tear napkins or tissue paper too. So just like this, just tears right off. Now I'm placing a piece of parchment paper and using my mini easy press to adhere this napkin onto the galvanized metal. It activates the Mod Podge. So now I'm going to flip it over. It's a little bit hot, so just be careful. And place my other piece on top and do the same thing. Place my parchment paper and use my mini easy press to activate this whole section of Mod Podge like this. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the second little house. This time I'm placing some napkin paper underneath the house and piece on the top because the little house got hot. See, I learned something. So now I'm using my mini easy press to activate all the Mod Podge. It worked perfectly. Flip it over. It's pretty adhered on the back side too, but I'll go ahead and run the mini easy press on it as well. And now I'll just set this aside so the whole thing will cool down because these pieces are pretty warm. So now here are the base pieces. I'm just going to take my finger sander to sand up any adhesive that's on one side and any splinters on the other side. And now I'm going to go in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Maize again. Give them a full coat. Set those aside. Now these are nice and cool. I'm ready to trim the excess napkin paper because we're about to take my lighter and light it up. And the less napkin paper you have overage, the smaller your flame will be. So if you have a lot of napkin paper left over, you're going to have a pretty good flame. So we're trying to avoid that. Now here you see the flame is a decent size and it's going around contouring to the little house form, which is exactly what we want. Now I'm taking a clip to do the middle side because the flame got a little bit large, but it did a good job. And here's the excess on the very bottom, and I did both in this manner until they look like this. And look how cute. Now I'm going to place these back onto their bases. I'm going to add the screws back on to both, just like this. Now I'm going to take some Mod Podge and I'm going to seal everything up and allow that to dry. Once that's dry, which it is here, now I'm going to take some of the wood glue, super glue, and I'm going to add a small bead on one side of this base, placing the two bases together because we are creating a napkin holder. Yeah, one of my viewers on TikTok suggested it, so I thought I'm going to do it. So that's a wonderful idea. I loved it. So now here I'm going to use these rub-on transfers to embellish my napkin holder, and I'm going to use the word welcome and the word home. And I'll also use these other pieces on the sides, but I'll use them on the bottom of this piece because it doesn't fit on the top as they had it. So here I'm just using my fingernail to rub on the transfer. It's my favorite way to do this. I've tried other tools, but my fingernails always work the best. So here is the home. We'll do the home to the back side. Place that on there and rub, rub, rub. I think I do the 2-finger method here. Hey, whatever works. Whatever works to get this accomplished. And just like that, super cute. And here are the little pieces. I don't show them all, but I show one. Do those. And once I get these on there, then I'm ready to do some more embellishing. And in my stash, I had these cute little wooden beads. They're lemon and lime shapes, and I just add those on the sides and a little bit of florals, and that is it. Super cute. And here it is holding napkins. This is the welcome side, and then this is the home side. DIY number 3, one of these lemon themed placemats from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip it up until I get all my little lemons out of it. And here I have a wood little truck from fall. I still had this on hand in my stash, so I'm going to remove the pumpkins, and I'm just taking a straight razor or utility knife and score it a good 3 or 4 times until it just snaps right off. And then I'll go over and finish it up, remove it, I'll save the pumpkins for later, for another project for the fall. And now I'm going to go in with some black apple barrel paint, and I'm going to paint the fenders and the tires is all with this black paint. So just like this, just paint real quick. And now I'm going to take some of this brushed silver paint from Folk Art, and I'm going to just paint the inside of the wheels, the hubcaps, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever they used back then. I guess just a rim. It would be the rim, yeah. So I paint the rims silver. And now I'm going to go in with some Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle. And I'm going to paint the wagon portion of the truck with this paint, just like this. And now I'm taking this buffalo check paper. It's not a purchased paper. I literally just printed it off the internet. That's all I did with my printer. So then I went ahead and glued it to the truck, and now I'm just taking my little finger utility knife to go around the perimeter and remove the major excess of the paper. And then later on I'll go over with my sandpaper to remove the rest. So here I'm just removing the excess, just trying to go gently till I get it all removed like this. And now with the same little knife, I'll go ahead and cut out the windows. There's a larger window and a smaller window, and then the doorway, and then the little handle. So I'll go ahead and pop them all out. And I don't show it, but I did go over the whole thing with some Mod Podge. So here I am, removing the excess with my sandpaper. This will help give it a really nice finished edge all the way around. So I'll just keep sanding until it's all off. So it looks like this. Now I'm turning it over, and I'm going to use 4 tumbling tire blocks, and I'm going to glue 2 in a row on the back side where the wagon would be, or the bed of the truck, and place 2 more right on top of the first 2. So I'm trying to create like a bed for the back side. So now here I'm trying to figure out if the lemons are going to show, and they are, so we're good to go. So now I'm taking some of these few pieces of boxwood that I purchased from Walmart, and I'm just going to glue a couple of these sprigs on the sides of the bed of the truck. And now I'm going to begin to place the lemons. So I'm using just a box of baking soda to help prop it up so you guys can see. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue on the back and on the front, and I'm just going to place it until I get it all in place. So now I'm going to go in with this Cricut file that I created, and I'll include this in my description box, the links and everything to all the Cricut files that will be used today. And I'm just adding this. It just says fresh lemons. I was going to put 50 cents or something, but I forgot. I just forgot. But look how cute. DIY number 4. I picked up one of these Chalkboard Mason Jars. They're brand new from the Dollar Tree as well. Perfect clean slate for a chalk tour project. So this is my original transfer that I used for the large mason jar. And for this one, I'm just going to use the lemon and the 2 little leaves. So here I'm going to snip them off because that's all I want to use. And just going to remove this. Now, since I'm placing these on a wood surface, which happens to be the chalkboard, I do need to fuzz it quite a few times. I'm going to use a chalk paste on these. That way, if I get tired of it or if I want to change it up, I can always wash it off. So I'm just going to use the color Bumblebee and the color Sage of these chalk paste colors. So here I'm fuzzing my pieces quite a few times, a good 6 times. Here I placed it on top, but it was still a little too tacky. You have to be able to move the transfer around, make sure it's not going to stick on there too much. So now here I'm just going to add my Bumblebee yellow color, remove my transfer. I did wash it off real quick. Just the magic of editing, yeah. And so now put away my chalk paste, and now I'll do my leaves with the sage color. I thought the sage color is so pretty. Nice light green. I do a large leaf, and I do heat it to make sure that it's nice and dry, and then I add a small little leaf on top, and I use my same sage color. And look at this. This is so cute. So now I'm going to remove this raffia bow. I felt like it was a little wimpy looking, and I do remove the excess glue. There was quite a bit of glue that was on there, so I removed that with my heat gun and a paper towel. Now I'm taking this other thicker ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to make a nice bow with that and add a little bit of greenery to it as well, and a little flower in the center, which you'll see later. This one I'm just going to add a teeny tiny little bits because I may change it up for the fall, I don't know. And I'm just going to add a few little of these lemon slices as well. Just add a little bit of glue and place a larger one on the right and a half slice on the left, just to give it more dimension. And now I'm using a few more of these Scrabble tiles, and these I just use the letters to spell out the word sweet. And I'm just going to adhere them with a little bit of glue in the center to kind of go like in an arch. And I did dry brush a little bit of the yellow paint on these Scrabble tiles just to give everything a nice cohesive look, and that way it'll pop against the black of the chalkboard. But yeah, if you find these mason jar chalkboards, yes, definitely pick them up. They are fantastic, great little size, and they are very versatile for sure. So here I just tacked the little tails to the chalkboard, that way they're not flying all over the word sweet. And then I picked up one of these straws and cut it to size just to place it on the back to make it look like it's definitely a nice jar of lemonade. And that is it. DIY number 5. We'll need 2 of these frames from the Dollar Tree, and these were available around Mother's Day time, and I think they were pretty cute as they are, but I picked up extra, and so the yellow part of it just was screaming to me, yes, lemon collaboration. So I'm taking my little metal scraper to remove the backing because it's actually held in by pins, these little metal pins. So most of them came up, but there's a couple that were left, so I'm just taking my pliers to remove them. So yeah, you just never know how they put these things together sometimes. So the same metal scraper, I'm using it to scrape off all the wording, and it just comes off really easy. I've seen where people are asking, do they use acetone or do they use alcohol? But no, just scrape it off. Just scrape it off. Okay, so this paper here is another paper that I happen to just print off my computer. So I just chose a free lemon background and I literally just printed it out. So simple. No need to pay for the good stuff at the store. Just print it out. So here I'm cutting away the excess that I'm not going to need. And I'm just using my finger utility knife to do it. And it just cuts it really easy. And so I'm going to save the rest for later. And I'm going to use some dishwasher Mod Podge to adhere it. But first I'm taking some of the extra lemons that are on that paper. And I'm going to do a little bit of a fussy cut to cut them out. So here I'm using the Mod Podge to adhere that one piece of paper that I cut out. And so I'm just going to add the Mod Podge and I'm just going to simply place the piece of paper on top. I'm not going to worry about the underneath. My paper is pretty thick. You won't see anything through. So here are my little lemons. On this particular piece, this backing, it has like a shiplap look on it. So I'm going to leave that as is. I'm just going to cover up the little flower that's there on the top left. So I'm going to add 2 of the round slices, lemon slices. I'm just going to add them with some Mod Podge and I'm just going to layer them together. And then I'm going to add the lemon, the whole lemon on top of the 2 slices, more on the right side, like this. So that'll help cover up that flower that's there. Okay, so now with my frames ready to go, they're all nice and clean, and I used alcohol to actually remove any excess debris that's on there, get them nice and clean. I created these 2 files, these cut files from Cricut Design Space, and I'll include those links as well. And I'm just going to simply put these on the frames, on the glass, and this one says easy peasy lemon squeezy, and the second one says where troubles melt like lemon drops. I love that Over the Rainbow song, so pretty. So here I'm just showing you guys how I like to remove the backing on these decals, these vinyls. So I just take my time and kind of push down and pull up, push down the vinyl and pull up the paper. And actually there's, on both these vinyls, I had 2 lemons on there and I was going to cut them with some yellow vinyl, but I ran out. I only had like beige and I thought that would look a little bit funny. So I do end up taking those 2 black lemons out. Wasn't really caring for those 2 black lemons. I leave the one that's taking place of the O on the word lemon on the right side. I do leave that one in place. But the other 2, the 2 black whole lemons, the one on the easy peasy lemon squeezy, and then this other one, I do end up taking those out. And you'll see that at the end, the final reveal. Okay, so now I'm liking the way it's looking. And so now I'm taking some of these boxwood from Walmart and trimming them up a little bit. And on these, I ended up adding a couple of little sprigs on each of the frames. But in the end, I ended up thinning them out a little bit more because it was just too much. They're just a little bit too bushy. So here's where I add these 2. And they look cute like this. But once I place them in the frame, they look like they're just a little bit too much. And so again, you'll see in the final reveal where I end up trimming them out. And I think they'll look much better when I trim them out. And the same with this one. This one I'll add a couple sprigs. Oh, here I'm just taking some sandpaper to sand off any excess paper on the sides, because this one I added paper all the way around on top of this backing. So I'm just trimming it up so it's nice and finished. And so here I'm adding the sprigs and I add them to the top. And again, they look good like this, but once I place them in the frames, yeah, not so much. They look a little bit too busy. And yeah, I trimmed them up quite a bit and then they look much better. So see here? Yeah, you can even see where it says easy peasy. So yeah, I ended up fixing that. And then the same with this one. Once I place the frame on there, it's hard to see the bottom. And here's the final look. What do you guys think? DIY number 6, words made out of the wood, the MDF wood from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to simply add a long piece of the painter's tape to almost the center, not quite, maybe like a third way down. And I'm just going to go in with some of the bright yellow apple barrel paint. And so if you haven't watched my video, I am now a plaid ambassador, and I received one of these. I received these brushes and the paints I've been using today as a gift from Plaid. So I'm so excited to try these out on this particular video. So yes, I'm going to paint this whole portion with this bright yellow, and once it's dry, I'll remove the painter's tape. That satisfying moment when you have clean lines. Hello, yellow. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. DIY number 7. And on this one, I'm taking 2 of these terracotta pots from the Dollar Tree. And I'm not going to paint them or anything. I'm just going to simply embellish them with this scarf from the Dollar Tree. And I love this scarf. This just screams lime and lemon to me. So I'm just taking it and folding it in half and simply just cutting it. I'm just going to cut this in half to create 2 pieces, and then all I'm going to do is wrap around each pot and just tie a nice big fluffy knot. And that's it as far as the pot itself. So I'll do that to both pots and remove this little tag. Definitely don't want the tag. And now with both pots ready, I'm taking one of these styrofoam balls from the Dollar Tree, and I'm taking my metal scraper and simply cutting it in half. And I'll place some hot glue on each pot and place one half ball in one and one half ball in the other. And now all I do is embellish with some of these lemon picks from Walmart and this one from the Dollar Tree, and that's it. What do you guys think? DIY number 8 from my thrift store, my local thrift store, and I believe I paid $1 for it. Not really sure if it was from a shelf or what, but that's okay. I'm about to utilize this for a decor piece. So I'm just going to sand it up a little bit so I can paint it, and I'm going to go in with some Waverly antique wax, and I'm just going to brush it on with my plaid brushes. Oh, and by the way, Waverly is also plaid. And now I'm going to go in with a baby wipe to kind of help spread everything a little bit more evenly and remove the excess. And once I get it the way I want it, to the tone that I'd like, then I'm going to go in with this paper cutout. And this paper cutout pack has all kinds of fruit cutouts, and they're pretty large, pretty substantial. So I picked up the lemon wedge, and I'm going to go in with my dishwasher Mod Podge that's also from Plaid. Yes, it is. And I'm just going to simply add the Mod Podge to it and adhere it to my wood piece. and I'll go over it with Mod Podge on the top as well. And once it's dry, I'll add a nice dab of glue to the center, and I'll add these 2 pieces of boxwood from Walmart and a little tiny mini rose from the Dollar Tree just to embellish it. And just to give it a little bit more cuteness, I'm also adding this sweet decal from Cricut. And that's it. What do you guys think? DIY number 9. These large wood rounds from the Dollar Tree. They're brand new. They're about a foot, and so they are pretty good size. And I'm going to go in with this apple barrel paint in the color yellow and give it a nice paint job on both sides. And now I'm going to go in with some of the Mod Podge, and I'm just going to give everything a light coat, just like this. Allow that to dry. And while that's drying, I am taking one of these napkins from the Dollar Tree, and it's a lemon slice, and it's huge. These things are huge, and guess what? They fit these wood rounds almost perfectly. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. So I'm gonna wait for this to dry. Now it's dry. So now I'm gonna place my napkin right on top, and look at that. Almost perfect. Wow. So perfect, so cute. So I'm going to smooth it all out with my fingers as much as I can. Remember, the Mod Podge is nice and dry, so you don't have to worry about it. You can lift it up if it's not quite perfect. And now I'm going to take my parchment paper, place it on top. And for this one, I'm using my mini easy press, and I'm just going to adhere the napkin to the wood round with the Mod Podge. When you place the heat on it, the Mod Podge activates and it adheres your napkin to your piece of wood. So it works great. So here I'm liking the way it's looking, and there's a little bit of overage on the napkin, so of course here comes my lighter. And look at this, it works so perfectly. It's like a continuous flame on both sides, and they just meet in the center. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I tell you, I just have too much fun with this. But it's so nice, look at that. So now I'm going to seal the top of it because I don't want to do Mod Podge. So I'm going to seal it with some plastic wrap. This is one of my favorite things to do as well. I like to do all types of ways of adding napkins and fabric to wood pieces. So I'll just do a mix of things. So sometimes I'll do the plastic, sometimes I'll do the Mod Podge, sometimes I'll use the iron, sometimes I won't. You know, just however I feel like. I don't know. But just giving you choices, giving you options. So you guys can choose how you would like to do it. So here I'm just placing the piece of plastic and my parchment paper, making sure my easy press, or you can use an iron, just make sure it's hot on high. Just make sure not to touch the plastic with the heating element that you're using. And I'm just going to press it from the center going out to make sure there's no bubbles. And here I just keep checking to see how it's going, how it's looking. Great, nice and sealed. So here I'm taking my finger sander to sand off all the excess plastic. It all comes off very easily. I'm liking it. So now I'm just going to take my easy press again and go around all the edges of the diameter just to make sure everything's nice and sealed. Don't want anything coming up. So now I'm pretty happy with it. Now I'm taking these thin lemon slices. I think I got these last year. I still had them in my stash. So I'm just going to add them to the bottom again just to give it a little bit of dimension on this sign. And I had this Farm Fresh sign from last fall. They came in a pack of 5 or 6 words, wood words. Farm Fresh was one of them, so I just placed it on the very top. And then I used some Scrabble tiles to spell out the word lemonade, and I gave it a light coating of the yellow paint, just real light coating. I didn't want to disturb the letters. And so I'm just going to put on there lemonade and adhere everything with hot glue. And here's how it looks. Let me know what you guys think. DIY number 10. You take one of these palette signs from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking a scraper and I'm going to take it apart. Comes off pretty easily because it's just basically put together with pins. And I just left 2 pieces together. That's fine for what I'm needing. And here I'm removing all the little pins. Definitely don't need those. And now I'm going to take this and paint it with the maze full coat. And now I'm going to do a different configuration. I'm going to place them opposites, I guess you could say, or in this formation. And then here's a support on the back, and I'll adhere everything together with this super glue wood glue. Once that is dry, I'm going to take one of these napkins. This I got from Amazon, I believe, and I'm just going to take it down to 1 ply by using 2 pieces of painter's tape and just spreading it open, and it pulls it apart. Now I'm going to place this on my mat, and I'm going to take some water and a detail brush, and I'm going to paint with some water the piece that I want, because I don't want a harsh edge, something ripped. So here it just tears off easily. Now I'm just going to go in again with a little bit more detail, what I want. I just want this 1 lemon, and I'm going to want to put it up here on this top left hand corner. And I'm going to take my Mod Podge. This one is the satin. I ran out of the matte, so satin will have to do. And I'm just going to place this like typical decoupaging and allow that to dry. Now I'm going to take my chunky chibi brush and my Snow White chalk paint and do some distressing, some dry brushing of the white. And again, however it comes out is how it's going to stay. I'm just going to have at it and have fun until it looks like this. Now set this aside and allow that to dry. Now I'm going to take these stickers here, these alpha stickers. I wanted to use a larger P, so I'm going to cut one of these out. I know it's blue, but we're going to do something different. And I'm going to also take these smaller letters to spell out the word pucker. Now my sign will say pucker up, but at this moment I forgot the up, but I do add it later. So now we're going to paint these stickers because I want these stickers to be white, and we don't have white stickers, so we're going to paint them. That's just another little option you can do. You can just paint up your stickers. Now I set this aside, allow this to dry. In the meantime, I took 2 tumbling tower blocks, painted them in the same manner, and these are going to be the feet to my sign. That way my sign can stand up on its own. Here I'm trying to figure out which way I wanted to use it, but I ended up just going with the same lines as the palette sign in this manner. And I added some heavy jars of paint to help keep it in place while it dries, because I didn't use any hot glue. So now here my stickers are dry. I noticed my P doesn't have a hole in it, so I'm going to use my crocodile to make the hole, but I need to remove this middle piece here that's inside this label, or the label out of it. Now I can get my crocodile in there, trim a little bit more of this plastic, and there we go, make my little hole. Now I just peel off my P. So yeah, if you're going to do this, make sure you use a plastic that you can remove the stickers, and if it has any extra paint on the sides, just kind of knock those off, and then just place your little stickers. Look, it works great. Paint your stickers whatever color you want. These stickers are so versatile. So here again, I wrote the word pucker. I forgot the up, but you'll see it later. I add the up. And here I sealed it with the Mod Podge, and I added a quick little cute bow. This is a new ribbon I was talking about from earlier. And here are the 4 different styles that they have, these new lacy ribbons, super cute. So I just placed my bow on there, add a few little pieces of foliage just because, just to, you know, make it cuter. And that is it. I do add the up later on. It's not filmed, but you'll see it in the final reveal, or you'll see it in a minute. So here are some little wax flowers that I had lying around, and that is it. Here's how it looks. DIY number 11. I'm taking one of these Dollar Tree breadboards, And I'm going to simply take some painter's tape and create a border for my paint. That way I don't paint the top. I just want to paint the bottom side. And I'm going to go in with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. Remove the painter's tape. And now we're going to do some more decoupaging. I'm going to take my finger sander to smooth it out any lumps and bumps of the chalk paint. And now I have it nice and smooth. Now I'm taking this napkin again, the one I used in the previous DIY, and I'm just going to apply it as regular decoupaging. I'm just going to add my Mod Podge, and I'm going to add my lemon napkin on here, my 1-ply, and then add some more Mod Podge on top. And to remove the excess, I will do the water painting with my little detail brush to remove the excess. So here I'm just going to do a little line going up, going across, and removing the excess napkin and save it for another time. Now I'm just taking my brush to help place everything nice and flush, get it to stick to the sides, and allow this to dry. Now once it's dry, I'm going to take my finger sander and go over it again, make sure I get any bumps. And now here is that ribbon again, and this one's a different style, and I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac fabric glue, and I'm just going to add a bead and place my ribbon on top of it. This lacy ribbon is so pretty. And I'm just going to pat it down, and I'm just going to complete to the other side. Now I'm going to take this other new ribbon that's from the Dollar Tree. It's in a yellow. I think it's got little polka dots. It's super, super cute. I'm going to add that on there. Do the same thing, just for a two-tone ribbon look. And then I'm going to add a quick little bow. Here I got particular. I was making this little bow, but then I didn't like it, so I took it apart. And I remade it. Yeah. So just place it. I think I was happy with this one now. And then I just snip off the excess, dovetail the ends, of course. Make it look cute. And I just placed it on top. Use some more of the Fabri-Tac fabric glue and place it right here, right at the neck. Super cute. Here's how it looks. DIY number 12. I'm taking these 2 empty paint cans, and I'm going to take this mixture of white acrylic paint by Apple Barrel and some baking soda, and I'm going to cover them completely and then go in with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Maize. Then I had these 2 little pots that had already the styrofoam inside, and all I'm going to do is add these florals and these lemons, and that is it for this one. Super quick, super cute. Oh, and this ribbon. This is how they look. DIY number 13. Candle holders from the Dollar Tree. And these are one of my favorite candle holders. They're so versatile. You can do so much with these. And also I'm recycling one of these lids from a spring mix that we purchased at, I think it was either Aldi's or Walmart. And I'm trying to kind of guesstimate a circle that will fit inside of the round part of this candle holder. And so I end up cutting 2 rounds. They're not perfect, but they are a pretty good estimate of size. And so here's the second one. This second one is a little bit smaller, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to fill in that gap that's there. There's like a little gap inside of there. So I'm adding some glue, and I'm adding these 2 pieces. and I want it to be flush with the whole top of it, the surface, because I'm adding one of these cute little dispensers from the Dollar Tree. These are so cute. These are brand new this year. And so all I'm going to do is add some hot glue and glue it on top. And just like this, I have a little dispenser on a cute little candle holder. It kind of looks like a little pedestal, like a little stand. So now I'm taking some of this really cute lemon ribbon from the Dollar Tree. You know, this has been out for a little while, and I've been waiting to use this ribbon for this particular project, and some others actually. So I'm just going to go around the perimeter or diameter of this round, this lid, and I'm just going to add a couple dabs of hot glue. And so I'll pull tight so that way it's not loose, that way it's nice and tight. I don't want to glue the whole ribbon, I just want to glue a little dab here and a little dab there, and for that to work it's got to be tight. So now that's on there, nice and tight and nice and adhered and nice and secure. Now I'm going to create a bow, but this particular ribbon is just one-sided, and you know how you fix a one-sided ribbon? You glue two one-sided ribbons together. So yeah, just add a long bead of glue down the side, down the back side, and just sandwich them together like this. And now you have a long two-sided ribbon. So with this ribbon, and it's pretty flexible, I'm just going to create a cute little like shoelace bow, a real cute little easy bow, and just fix it up. And I'm going to just trim off the tails. I wanted to do the dovetail, but with the fact that I glued the ribbons together, I didn't think that would work too well. So I just kind of trimmed them up to the diagonal. And now I'm taking my cute little bow, and I'm just going to hot glue it where the little seam was, where I added the two pieces of ribbon together. And it's super cute. Look at this. So cute. And now I'm taking my whole little setup, putting it together, and I'm going to add another little piece of ribbon to the middle part of what was the candle holder, and now it's just the pedestal to my drink dispenser. The thing kept rolling on me. I had to put something in the way. Okay, so now I'm just going to hot glue a couple little beads, trim off the excess, and I decided to add a little bit of greenery to the base of this, what once was a candle holder and now it's a pedestal. And so I just add a little piece of greenery there. And I have these tiny little lemons that I purchased off Amazon, and I'll include that link in my description box below. But they are so cute. And so now I decided to add a little bit more greenery, and I add it to where the other piece of ribbon is at, and I just add a couple dabs and join the two leaves together. And this greenery came from the wildflowers from the Dollar Tree, the greenery portion. Okay, so I'm liking it, but now it's looking like it still needs something. So I created this file also, this cut file, and it says have a zest for life. And all today's cut files will be included in my description box below in one file. They'll all be there. And also, I didn't show it, but I added some sliced lemons to the walls of this dispenser. So what do you guys think? DIY number 14, another set of rolling pin and cutting board for my lemon themed tier tray, and I already painted everything in the yellow color by Apple Barrel. And here I'm just taking some Mod Podge and doing a good thick coat of the Mod Podge. And here I'm adding this remnant piece of lemon fabric that I used for DIY in one of my last videos. So I want everything to kind of be cohesive in my kitchen, be super cute. Do a nice generous amount of Mod Podge. You have to get it really good and thick, that way you can cut the fabric off, the remnant fabric, and you won't struggle too much if you do a nice thick coat. And I'll do a nice thick coat on the little rolling pin as well. The little rolling pin, you don't have to cut anything, but you still want a nice generous amount. That way it'll stay on there and you won't have to worry about anything peeling off or coming off. And I'm just going to place this on my piece of fabric and just rolling it on there, and then doing a nice thick coat on top as well, just to make sure everything is nice and tight and secure, and you don't have to worry about any kind of moisture getting in there. And I'm just going to place this on this craft clip so it'll dry. Here's everything nice and dry. The rolling pin is pretty much easy, ready to go. And now for the cutting board, then I'm taking my X-Acto knife and cutting off all the excess fabric. Now I'm going to take the same lemon ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's super cute. I'm just going to snip off a couple pieces that I'm going to need to wrap around the little cutting board, and I'll just adhere them with a little bit of glue, just a little dabble-do. Dabble-do? Yabba-dabba-do. Oh my goodness. You could tell I've been hanging out with my grandkids too much. Oh my goodness. So now I'm just going to create another finger bow tie real quick and snip off the excess and dovetail the ends and place this on top of my little cutting board. Look how adorable. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. And I went ahead and did another one for the little rolling pin. So adorable. Oh my goodness, I just can't. It's just adorable. And now using my Cricut, I decided to cut out this vinyl, and it says every day is a fresh start. And I love that very positive message for my kitchen, because every day is a fresh start. Don't hang on to the old stuff, any challenges, just start fresh the next day. And it goes well with the lemon theme because it's fresh, and I just thought it was perfect. And now all I have to do is seal everything with some Mod Podge, and that is it. Here's how it looks. DIY number 15, one of these palette signs from the Dollar Tree, and taking my needle nose pliers and removing the jute twine and staples and everything. And now I'll go in with some of the Waverly Antique Wax, give it a full coat. And now I'm going to go in with the Folk Art White Wax, and I'm just going to take my chunky chippy brush and do a distressing on it. And I'll make sure to go back and forth in the direction of the grain, the wood grain, until it looks like this. It looks great. Now I'll go ahead and use my heat gun to dry it up because I'm impatient. So in the meantime, I'm taking these two bamboo utensils from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use this beautiful little napkin that I picked up from Amazon, and I'm going to take it down to one layer, remove this other piece, and now I'll cut it in half. That way I can use one piece for each of the utensils. And I'm going to go in with this Mod Podge, and I let it dry. Now here, I don't know how I skipped a step, but I basically just placed the napkin on top and used this mini iron that I purchased off of Amazon. I could have used my mini easy press, but because of the way the shape of these utensils are, I felt like this little iron got into all the crevices a little bit better, all the dips. So I'm just using this little iron, and it worked pretty well. As you can see, the napkin is adhered to my utensils. So I just keep going until I get it all nice and adhered. So I'm happy with it. Now I'm going to snip off a little bit of this excess because I wanted to place a little bit on the bottom, but then later on it didn't really matter. But yeah, you can do a full coverage on it, but later on I put a bow so you don't even see it. But I went ahead and just did this, and so I'm just showing you that's what I was aiming to do, is just to cover the whole piece. And here's another little piece I'm cutting off, and I'm just placing it on this bottom portion. But like I said, later on you don't even see it because of the big bow that I place on there. But you know, I want to do a full job, so this is how I did it. And so I'm just going through all the little dips in there, especially the little slotted spoon. So now I'm going to take my lighter and I'm going to burn off all the extra napkin paper. So here I'm just going to light it up and let it go. And I just did this in portions because I wanted to make sure my flame didn't get a little bit out of hand, but it worked really well, as you can see. And I'm just taking my little vacuum just to help pick up all the soot, all the burnt pieces that went everywhere. So here's a little handle, see what I mean here? It just kind of burned off at the handle, but that's okay. It still worked. So now I'm going to do the slotted portions of this fork, of the tines, in this manner. And look at that, it just does it so perfectly. So now I'm just taking my finger sander and removing any excess pieces that might be still hanging on there until I get a nice smooth finish, until I'm happy with it. And now for the spoon, the slotted spoon, I do the same thing. And usually when I edit these videos, I don't leave a duplicate of a DIY in these videos, but this here was just too much fun, just had to leave it in. And it is a little bit different because it's a slotted spoon, so it's going to be a little bit different. So I just do the same process and remove all the excess with my finger sander. And then for the fun part is right here with the slots are, these little slotted pieces. And my lighter is about almost finished with its fuel, so I'm struggling a little bit here, but I get it done. And look how cute. It's got a couple little scorch marks here and there, but I'm not mad at it. I think it gives it character and it goes well in the kitchen. Yeah. So now here everything is ready to go. So now I'm just going to place some glue on my fork and place it on my palette, kind of center it. Do the same thing with my spoon. Add plenty of hot glue, and this is just the Gorilla hot glue, so it's really good. And kind of place it, center it. I figure one is a little bit longer than the other, so I'm just going to pull it a little tiny bit. And now I'm just going to create a nice fluffy bow for the bottom portion of this decor piece. And I'm just taking this burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree, crisscrossing it, cinching it in the center, taking a piece of jute twine and just wrapping in the center a couple times and tying it in the back in a good double knot. So if you've been following me for a while, you know this is how I like to make most of my bows. It's just simple, easy, and beautiful. So now I'm just going to dovetail the ends, of course, and this one didn't come out just right, so you know, gotta get it right. So I'm gonna place it right here on the center, on the bottom, give it a nice glob of glue and place it there. It was a little bit high, so I had to use a clip. And now I did the same thing with this lemon ribbon, just a smaller version of my bow, and place it on there. And I'm just gonna add a few little pieces of this boxwood greenery that I picked up at Walmart. It's hard to find this stuff sometimes. It's just popular stuff. And I also added a little flower in the center, which you don't see, but you'll see it in a minute, because I'm just going to go ahead and show you all the pieces as we're going through. And here I just added a hanger on the back, and that is it. This is how it looks. Let me know what you guys think. DIY number 16. A variety of beads. Some of these are barrel shaped beads and some are round, and I'm just going to go in this pattern and with these colors, and I'm just going to create another wood beaded garland. And I'm going to use one of these tassels that I had from another project, and some more of these ribbons from the Dollar Tree. One is a gingham ribbon, really pretty green color, and then the lemon ribbon as well, also from the Dollar Tree. Dovetail all the ends, of course, make it look super cute. I do make the gingham ribbon a little longer than the lemon ribbon. That way the gingham ribbon is not completely covered. You can see it. And I'm just going to wrap it around the tassel. And I'm just going to take a nice long piece of jute twine and wrap it around the top as I did before. A nice good 20 times or so. And I just make this the same exact way basically as the bee themed wood beaded garland, except for the end of it is going to have something a little different. It'll be like a little surprise, you'll see. So here I'm just going to secure this piece of tassel with a good triple knot, snip off the excess, and then I'm going to poke this piece right through the top of this tassel with my weeding tool. So see, even if you don't have a Cricut, these weeding tools come in very handy for other things. So now I'm just going to tie the two jute twine pieces together, pull them nice and tight, and do a triple knot, get it nice and good and secure. Snip off the excess, add a little dab of glue as I did before, and then roll these two pieces together to create one, and put it back up the first bead or so, and snip off any excess. That way you don't know where the end's at, can't find it. So now I'll just push all the beads back down, and now here I'm going to take this cute little scoop, and I'll have this in my Amazon store, and then one of these cute little lemons also from Amazon, and some greenery, and just create like a little scoop. So now I'm going to take some jute twine, and I'm just going to wrap it around the base of, or the handle of, this little wooden scoop. And again, I'm doing this because my drill broke, but guess what, hubby got me one for Mother's Day. Haha, and it's pink. And I'll show you a little picture right here so you guys can see it. Super cute. Okay, so now I'll just continue to wrap this around this little handle and secure it with a little bit of hot glue. And that way I have something I can tie to the garland. So just like this. And I'm sorry that I'm a little bit out of frame. Sometimes I forget that my camera is a little bit higher than where I'm at. So I apologize for that. So here I'm going to do a triple knot. So when I call it triple, I mean I wound it up 3 times. That way it'll stay. So now I'll snip off this and do the same thing. Add a little dab of glue to the 2 ends, roll them in my finger, and put it back up the bead like this. And pull the bead down to lock it into place. And I think this works great. But look how adorable! This is how it looks. DIY number 17. One of these light up Home Sweet Home wooden boxes from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to go in with this yellow apple barrel paint. Paint it completely. And I'm going to take some of these tumbling tower blocks. And I was going to use this particular metal ribbon, but I changed it up a little later. And I paint everything with this antique wax by Waverly. And I'm just going to take my hot glue gun and I'm just going to adhere all these tumbling tower blocks to the roof line to give it a complete roof. And I'll just continue to go down until I get them all completely on there like this. And now I decided to go in with this different metal ribbon. This one I think it's super cute. And I'm just going to take enough and snip off what I need to just put on the front of the 2 sides of the roof at the front. And since these are metal, then I had to go in with some of the E6000, and I just placed it on the sides here and placed the 2 pieces of the metal ribbon, and I just allowed them to sit overnight to dry completely. You just press them down, and the E6000 works fantastic with these metal ribbons. Fantastic. So now this is all nice and set, and now I'm going to go in with some of the folk art chalk paint in the color White Adirondack, and I'm just going to use my chunky chippy brush to go over the metal ribbon pretty liberally, and then I'm just going to very gently do a dry brush on the rest of the little house. So all the sides, just to give it that extra dimension of this shade. I think it makes it look really cute. And I also do the roof line as well, very lightly on the roof. I don't want to do too much. I kind of like the brown on there. So now I'm going to take these lemon pieces that I had from last year. They were already painted in a yellow, and I placed two together back to back, and I'm just going to adhere them to the very top where there's like a gap. So it's going to be like a little home sweet home lemon house. How cute for a tier tray. And for the rest of it, I'm going to use some more of these lemon slices, and I'll do, since I have plenty of the halves, then I'll do 2 halves to create a hole, and then I'll do a hole on the bottom, and I'm just using up what I had. So if I had my choice though, I'd probably just do the whole ones, but I'm just using what I have, so I'm using all the half ones as well in this manner. And I'm just taking one more whole one and placing it on the bottom, and I do add a little bit of greenery just to give it that super cute look. And here's how it looks. DIY number 18. Taking one of these large jar signs. It's an MDF sign from the Dollar Tree from the fall time, and I'm taking a couple pieces of paper towels and placing them on top, and I'm just going to saturate these pieces of napkins. I mean, really saturate them well, and I'm going to allow this to sit like this for a good 20-30 minutes or so until all the paper just comes right off. And you may have to do it in sections because sometimes it's hard to get to the center, especially when there's glitter or extra paint or whatever. So here I had to do it a couple times, but it didn't take much after that. I just placed it on there, waited another 15 minutes I think for the second time, and it all came off with my scraper. So now you just have a nice blank canvas to work with. And now I'm going to go in with this really pretty lemon fabric. This is a crafter square from the Dollar Tree, and I like how it has all the lemons, and then it's got the little bit of blue in there. I just thought this was perfect. So I'm just going to cut it to size so it'll fit on there pretty well. And I'm going to take my Mod Podge and literally saturate it with it. Because whenever you use Mod Podge and fabric, you just have to make sure you saturate your piece very well and smooth out your fabric. And then I'm just going to do the same thing to the top and just add a ton of Mod Podge. I mean, really get it really well and saturated. Allow this to dry. And now I'm going to go in with my X-Acto knife and use a nice sharp blade. And if you added enough Mod Podge, this will cut off really easily. You won't have any problems. So here it is. It came right off perfectly. And now I'm going to do a Chalk Tour transfer. And these Chalk Tour transfers, they are like a silk screen. And here I'm fuzzing it a couple times, but then I realized, wait a minute, I'm putting it on fabric. You really don't have to fuzz it when you put it on fabric. So I just went ahead and placed it on there. And this transfer says, when life gives you lemons, make something sweet. And I'm going to use my black ink for this one, not the chalk paste. And the difference is the ink is permanent, whereas the chalk paste, you can place it on whatever you like. And if you get tired of it or you don't like it, you can wash it off. But this ink is pretty much permanent. So here I'm just placing it on, nice thin coat of it. And when I'm happy with it, make sure it's got a full coverage. Then it's time to remove the transfer. And look at this. Woo! If you don't have a Cricut, this is your best friend. Yes, this is your best friend. So here I'm just going to add this piece back on the top and place it on there. Make it look like a jar again. Look how adorable. Now here the ink is still a bit wet. So here I'm going to make my bow, my double bow again. And I just did the same thing as I did the first one, just to coordinate for my kitchen. And here I'm dovetailing the ends on the two bows just to make it look cute. And now I want to make sure I don't touch the wet ink, so I'm just going to use my heat gun and get it nice and dry. And once it's nice and dry, then I feel safe and secure to place my bows on top. So I've placed my larger one and then my smaller one, And then I do add a little flower later on. It's not filmed, but I do add it on. And of course, some boxwood, because yes, boxwood is beautiful on lemon themed DIYs. One of my favorites. So I just added just to give it that look. And here I picked up some of these plastic lemon slices from Amazon, and I'll have everything linked in my Amazon storefront. So here I'm just going to adhere these to the bottom just to give it a dimension, and here's how it looks. DIY number 19 of these ceramic tags from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking this lemon word that I cut out from the Cricut design space, and you could do this with stickers if you'd like. I'm just going to place this on top, and then I'm going to embellish it with just one of those wooden lemon slices and a little bit of greenery, and that is it. Really super quick and easy, cute little tier tray piece. And here's how it looks. DIY number 20 was for my lemon themed items, and I'm going to begin with 3 of these crates, all different sizes from the Dollar Tree, and thank goodness I had one of each, so that worked perfectly. I'm removing all this jute twine, I don't need this, and I'm just going to go in and paint all these in this white Adirondack paint, and I also made holes on the bottom with my new drill. And now I'm going to go in with the Waverly Antique Wax, and with my chunky chippy brush I'll go ahead and distress all these pieces. I'll do all the sides, the inside, the bottom side, everything, a complete look. And I like to do complete looks because just in case somebody picks it up and they want to see how it looks, they can see everything is nice and cohesive and everything is cute. So I just do this to all of them like this, in this manner. And now I'm ready to build everything, and I'm going to go in with these tier tray hardware that I picked up off of Amazon, and everything will be linked in my description box in my Amazon store. So I'll begin with adding this screw on the very bottom of my larger crate, and there was a little bit of paint in the way, so I had to kind of push through that, but I got it. And here I'm just going to screw on the first tiered column. I don't know what you want to call it, column maybe, yeah, I don't know. And now I'll attach the second piece, which is the second crate, the mid-size crate. And here I'm just trying to be careful. I want to make sure that I don't break anything. Everything is going to be nice and tight. So there's my second piece, and now I'm going to add the second little piece of column, and then finally this top piece, the top crate, and I'll just twist it on there. And then once I have that on and everything's nice and straight, then I'll add the top piece, and look how cute. Oh my goodness, this is so adorable. And now since that screws on the bottom and it wouldn't lay flat, then I decided to add some beads to the bottom. That way everything will lay nice and straight. And I'll just add the 4 beads, and it gives it another cute look too. I think it makes it look very decorative. And then that is it for this one. And here's how it looks. I'd like to take a moment and say thank you and show my gratitude and appreciation for you taking time out of your busy day and watching my video. I absolutely appreciate it, and it means a lot to me for you being here. And if you're new to my channel, I invite you to stay and subscribe and be a part of my YouTube family. And if you've been here with me for a while, you guys know I appreciate you guys so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye-bye.